Good morning. Good morning to all of you. This is Dr. Uwa Onyoha Osimiri, Ambassador Dr. Onyoha Osimiri, and I'm your host on the Ndomodo Show. I'd like to welcome you to this exciting episode. I don't want to call it exciting because the topic of this discussion is really quite sad, if you will, but it's exciting to see you, to have you here, and I hope, I say it all the time, I hope that you have subscribed to this channel on YouTube. Please do so if you have not done so already. Your support is very critical for ensuring that I continue to bring you all forms of entertainment and informative discussion. Sometimes I have guests. This particular show, I don't have any guests with me. Next week, I will continue the segment All Day Cool, the power of devotion to music. Our exciting journey spotlighting the European tour of the infinitely talented artist Obi Onyoha Pierce. This tour, fittingly named All Day Cool, vows to be a remarkable commemoration, I beg your pardon, of her latest musical evolution. And our excitement knows no bounds. She's being treated like the queen that she is where she is right now, staying in exquisite hotels in the different countries that she's at. And next week, we are going to shed a little bit more light on what is happening during the tour. And then after she appears on this show, tentatively on the 23rd of August. Make sure that you join me on the 23rd of August. Now, if anything changes, I'll be sure to alert you ahead of time. But that's tentatively when we're anticipating her joining us. My guest was supposed to have been my brother Yudi Onyoha. Yesterday, we were supposed to have done this show, but I couldn't do it. So many things came into the picture. So we are moving that till next Saturday. And Yudi Onyoha is going to be joining me. And, he's going to share his own take on the dynamic sister of ours, Obi Onyoha Pierce. I'll definitely keep you informed. Today, however, I have a special segment on the Ndomodo Show called Gente. The Gente means listen up or pay attention, featuring events that impact others, that should impact the way we live, we think, the way we invest in ourselves, the way we invest in our world. First of all, I want to introduce through pictures this young woman. Her name is, first of all, she died recently, a tragedy. She and her children went to the Stone Mountain Park in Georgia. And unfortunately, Elvira lost her life. She lost her life doing what most mothers do, and that is try to help and save the life of her drowning child. The little girl, her daughter, Clara, was 9 years old. She fell in the river, and the mother jumped in, not knowing how to swim. But like I said, she did what mothers usually do. She jumped in to save her daughter. In the picture, you can see Elvira and her daughter, Clara. I want to focus on this because I don't know this family, but I know that we are all in this together. What happened to her could very well happen to any one of us. It got to me. It is a tragedy that got to me, and it got to me in a way that I just could not rest without sharing with the world the pain of this family and what can we do. You don't have to know them, but put yourself in her place. I wanted to share this so that you can be reminded to change your attitude towards life, because you just never know how much time any one of us have. I wanted to present her story in a way that you can feel the mother and the children before the tragedy. I don't want to present her as a statistics, as we usually do in the media. So and so died, and that's it. The story ends there. But the story doesn't always end there. And it doesn't always start the way that it's presented. So I just wanted to paint a picture, what they were thinking, what was the mood when they went to the park. It doesn't mean that it happened necessarily exactly the way I'm presenting it, but I just kind of want the incident, using my imagination, to kind of put you in a position to see them as human beings, see her as a mother with her children in the park, being a mother, having fun, what the mood possibly was before all this happened. I wanted to give it a human touch, to say that Alvera was not just a mother who drowned. She was a mother who had a family who loved her. She was a married woman with a husband. And there she is. She went to the park, and her husband was supposed to be at the park, and she was looking for him, trying to find him. And unfortunately, they didn't find him. And in the process of finding him, this tragedy happened. And this is the family. So Alvera was not just a number, a statistic of one of those people who passed away due to tragedy. This woman had a family, people who loved her. So you can imagine what's going on in that family. I'm not suggesting that there's nothing too unique about their problem. Every single day, people are dying. Many things are happening. And I don't want to sound morbid, but I just wanted us to think about life differently. If you're going along right now, all is well, praise God for that. But life can change in a dime. And that's how it changed for her. And quite frankly, I just didn't want to just ignore. And I think one of the biggest reasons why this had an impact on me, my husband was at the park when this happened. And he actually saw the ambulance racing over to the spot. And unfortunately, they could not save her. It could not save her. But like I said, I wanted to kind of give it a different tilt than what the media, had shared with us. So I want you to kind of imagine that early morning, Vera getting up in the morning, her home filled with the laughter of her children, buoyed by the excitement of the day, dressed them up. Just think about that, with a smile, as us mothers do, their eyes sparkling with anticipation of the adventures awaiting them at the park. The sun shining brightly. It was a sunny day. As they made their way to the river, a place where joy and innocence intertwined. And if you know the Stone Mountain River, it's a beautiful place, beautiful river, beautiful park, where the simple act of playing could spark boundless happiness. But in a fleeting moment, that joy turned into terror. Her little girl, the vibrant Clara, 9 years old, slipped, took her shoes off. She was at the edge of the water. And the earth there is a little bit slippery. Now, I'm not sure if she had kept her shoes on, it would have made a difference. But she took her shoes off and she slipped into the water. She fell into the rushing water. Of course, the panic seized the mother. She couldn't swim, yet instinct propelled her to jump into the water. The love for her child ignited fierce determination. I wondered if she thought at that moment that she may just learn how to swim. Circumstances make things that we thought were impossible become possible. So she jumps into the water, trying to save her baby. Adrenaline pumping, her heart pounding in her chest. I can imagine that's what was happening with her. In that chaotic struggle, the child, Clara, was rescued by her son. Her son, Elvis, jumps into the water. He could swim, but he couldn't save his mom. He was able to save his sister. The river was unrelenting, pulling the mother into its depths, swallowing her hopes and dreams. Think about it. I just want to put a human face on this woman. As she fought against the water, despair obviously wrapped around her like a heavy cloak. And as the world spun, darkness began to creep in. Emergency responders, my husband was telling me, it was mayhem at the park. People rushing back and forth, trying to figure out what happened. And they were directing the EMS, over there, over there. Their voices, the voices of the emergency responders were blurred as they worked tirelessly to revive her. Family members were all gathered once they rushed her to the hospital and rushed her daughter to the hospital as well. Faces etched with worry, fear gripping their hearts. I'm just trying to put you guys in that moment. I want you to feel for them. Of course, the family, they prayed for her survival, clinging to hope, each second stretching into eternity. The 9-year-old haunted by the knowledge that her slip had led her mother to this fate. You can imagine how unbearable the weight of this will be on her small shoulders. Just think about that. This was a blip in the newspaper. And of course, the rest of the world moved on. But I wonder if the rest of the world understands what that little girl would have to live with from now on. Had she not slipped, her mother would be alive today. Of course, the light flickered and went out. In an instant, life had turned from vibrant to void. Ivera, who had given everything in that moment of love, was gone. Now she's left behind an echo of the laughter, swirl of the memories, and a family shattered by loss. You know, I like to tell people life is so fleeting. It's such a precious gift that we take for granted because we assume somehow we're going to be here. She didn't think this was going to happen. And this goes for a whole lot of people who were just suddenly taken away. Young man recently left home to go visit family in Florida. Maybe you guys have heard about that one. He never arrived. There was the issue that he met a few cousins or something, but the actual location he was supposed to arrive at, he never got there. And just recently they found him gone. But he wasn't thinking about that. He was going to go to college. He had his future all in front of him. But just like that, you know, we race through life, through our days. We have birthday parties. Happy birthday, we sing to you because we're anticipating there will be another one. How old are you now? I'm 14, I'm 20, I'm 35, and you're looking forward to 36. That may never happen. And that's why it's important to enjoy the life you do have, such as it is. Whether you're rich, whether you're poor, whether you're tall, fat, skinny, whatever, enjoy the life that you have. I'm not trying to be morbid, but I'm just trying to say, give you the gente. Listen, Every moment that you spend enjoying the day, the day is a gift. Our time is uncertain. It doesn't matter how wealthy you are, your race, your gender. None of that can insulate you from the fragility of existence. The truth is very stark. If you pay attention, we never know what tomorrow holds. And then there's an African proverb that says, "Echidime." Tomorrow is pregnant. You never know what it will birth. It may birth something fantastic for you. Praises be to Chineke. Praises to the Almighty. But you don't know what it's going to hold. So why are you wasting this one day? Something really beautiful happened this morning with me and my grandson. He just asked me to come down and sit in the deck with him and listen to the birds, listen to the animals. Isn't this wonderful? He says. I wasn't expecting that. So I quietly sat there and listened with him and said, yeah, it's wonderful. That moment was so precious because there's no guarantee I'll see that tomorrow. Of course, I'll be happy if I do. Be happy if I can see everybody tomorrow. But you don't know. So don't waste your day wondering about what you don't have, wondering about how you look, wondering about this and that and consequential things that, quite frankly, will not keep you alive, will not keep you away from eventualities. Each moment is a treasure. Each moment is a treasure. You need to ask yourself today, what am I taking for granted? Am I taking for granted my job? Thank God I've got it. Am I taking for granted my children, my family, my friends? Who are you taking for granted? Who are you taking for granted? Because you assume, oh, you'll see them tomorrow. Friend of mine, and I've been trying to reach her, and I don't want to call her name, but she called me the other day, and she asked me if she could come over. She was going to bring her grandchildren, because my grandchildren are here. But I was very busy that day. Her grandchildren had just come into town, and she really wanted them to come over. But I was too busy. I told her, oh, we'll do it another time. And since then, I've been trying to reach her to say, let's reschedule. But who knows? Her time now doesn't allow her to make the time to meet with me. Do you have children? Do you have grandchildren? Do you have friends? Whomsoever. Embrace your family tightly. For in the blink of an eye, everything can change. Every opportunity you have to make a difference in the lives of your family, friends, whomsoever, take that opportunity. Make no excuses. If you have to travel to see somebody, go. Find a way. Go piggyback if you have to. but take the time. If you can, pick up the phone. Pick up the phone. We procrastinate too much because we think we've got all this time. We have everything available to us. But it doesn't always work that way. It doesn't always work that way. There are no guarantees. None. Anybody who thinks, hey, tomorrow will work out fine. Nah, it may not. Look at her. I want you to take a look at this woman. 2 weeks ago, she was alive. It pains me so much to see this mother, and most importantly, just as importantly, Clara. Clara, 9 years old. For the rest of her life, she's going to wonder, what if I hadn't gone to the park with mom? What if I had just stayed home? Echidime, yes, Yudi, tomorrow is pregnant. And I just want to let people know, I'm not trying to be morbid, But this woman could be any one of us. For those of us who tune out, because if you look in the media, sometimes people don't want to watch the news. Yes, because the news can be quite morbid, can have a lot of things that we really don't want to hear. But Gente, listen up, because you just never know what tomorrow brings. So enjoy today. Enjoying today is extremely important. Extremely important. Too many stories about people taking life for granted. The young man that was, he's very talented. He shows, he does all kinds of exciting things on a bicycle, and then he'll come to an opening, and people come and watch him, and he'll do all this and everything. He's done this for years. Done this for years. But on this one day, when he really thought, what could go wrong? I've done this so many times. And he had. But this particular time, I'm not going to be as morbid as it was. He didn't make it. He had a terrible fall. But when he went to the park, he wasn't thinking to that space where he does his exhibits. He wasn't thinking anything would be wrong. He thought this was just another day. So you have to ask yourself, what do I have planned for myself today to make my day meaningful? Now, I'm not saying that you always have to plan something, but at least express some gratitude that you're here today, and those who are around you fill their days with joy. I don't know about you. I always ask myself, just like my father asked me, when you're no longer here, what will people say about you? Take today to make sure that people will say positive things about you. Do positive things. Even when it seems like, it's almost impossible to do it anyway. Do things that bring joy, because you never know. You may not be here tomorrow, but at least one good deed you've done for someone, that somebody will remember it. One kind word you've said, somebody will remember it. But most importantly, don't wait for tomorrow. I mean, there are some things that you can't do today, of course, but don't wait for tomorrow for things you can do today. I'm learning that. I'm learning that tomorrow never comes. I only have today. So I always try to put all kinds of stuff. I've got my grandkids here with me. Trust me, you will think, oh my goodness, I should be tired. No, I always try to make sure each day is full of something. I may pick up the phone and call my children just so they hear my voice, because you just never know. So I'm not saying anybody should be out here dreading dreading tomorrow. I'm just saying enjoy today, celebrate today. This family is needing our help. I'm going to make a donation. I'm not, somebody will say, well, I don't have the money. Do you have $2? Yes. Do you have $2? Give to them. They have to bury this woman. They have to bury. And what happens is, when things happen, and we say in my language, when things happen unsuspectingly, you weren't expecting it and it just happened. You may not be in the position that you were hoping to be 10 years from now, 4 years from now, whatever time frame you set for yourself. Oh, I'll have it then. But at the moment that something happens, you may not have it. Excuse me, please. You may need to depend on other people. You may have to depend on other people, and they're asking for help. They're asking for help. So I'm putting their information. And again, let me just say this. I don't know this family. I don't know this family. This is their GoFundMe page. They're asking for help. They weren't expecting her. They weren't expecting to do a GoFundMe. They weren't expecting to bury their mother. They just went to the park. And here they are, asking for money to bury her. Oh my God. Pardon me. HED, tomorrow is pregnant. People, enjoy today. This is Saturday. You ask yourself, what do I have planned? Even if enjoying yourself means just grabbing a book or just sleeping or doing what, but make sure you do something that makes you feel so good today, that makes today such a special day for you. Don't waste today. Don't waste today being mad at somebody. We tend to do that. We know we're good at that. Don't waste today trying to prove that you're right and somebody else is wrong. Don't wait today doing that. Don't waste today doing that. Today is a good day for you to do everything you can within your power to ensure not just you have a good day, but that other people have a good day as well. Give of yourself, spoil yourself, if you will. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing, absolutely nothing wrong with spoiling yourself today. Pick up the phone. And I'm gonna challenge you. Now I know some of you will watch this and then you'll go away because that's just the way, we've started living our lives. But I tell you, pick up that phone and that person you call that you may be mad at, or you can't stand them, or whatever, you know what? They could use that call that you make to them. They may be having a difficult day, and your call just may brighten their day, and also brighten your day. And that means that you live this day so beautifully, so wonderfully. I can't imagine what her husband is going through, knowing that they were looking for him. You can imagine that that was not what he had hoped his day to be like. But here we are. That's what it ended up being. Or this family, I can imagine that these kids were looking forward to all the holidays of this year. Halloween, I'm sure Elvira was very good with dressing the babies up for Halloween and making it a fun day, possibly going trick-or-treating with them. Or I can't imagine the holidays that they celebrate, whichever those holidays are. But she's no longer there. And she certainly was not anticipating that. So I say all of this, again, not to make you scared or think about morbid things, but just to remind you that you have a gift, a treasure. And it's called today. Your present is today. So please do all you can to make sure that this day is worth it. And please go and give your support to Alvira's family. That's the address showing on the screen. Write it down if you can and give your support in any amount, because you see, they're going to need a lot of help. It's not easy replacing a parent or giving a parent a dignified farewell, particularly since this just happened last minute. It's a sad situation. Again, that's life. That's life. So they're hurting. I'm sure they're hurting. And they're going to hurt for a while, particularly those young ones. Her husband has something that he has to live with. They were here looking for me. The little girl, I slipped and fell into the water. Had I not slipped, mom would be alive today. Little brother, her son, maybe I should have tried to save mom first. But what about my little sister? Can you imagine the confusion, the decision that little boy had to make? Didn't know which one to help. That it was just him. By the time everybody else realized what was going on, the mother had already gone under. This is Gente, which is listen up, pay attention. It's just half an hour, show. My show is usually 1 hour. The tomato show is usually 1 hour. But Gente is is half an hour. And I hope you learned something today to add to your repertoire from this segment. Until next time, please, please love your family. Love your family. Love yourself. Do everything that you can today. Don't let today go to waste. And even if you have to rest a little while, do so, yes, because we work through the week, and even if all you want to do is just relax and not do anything else. I get it. Makes sense. But anything that you can add to that today, such as making phone calls, and if you know anybody who needs your help, offer it. Make the phone calls. That's very important. You don't know whose life you're going to change by just picking up that phone, because you may not say. And I just want to add this before I do go anywhere. My friend lived in Ghana, and she had been calling me. She'd be calling me, and and I noticed that her voice was sounding weaker and weaker. Dr. Crochon, it was sounding weaker and weaker. She's an African American, but she moved to Ghana, and she developed a heart problem. I'm not saying that it's because she went to Ghana, but she developed a heart problem. And so she will call me now and then, and I'll tell her, well, why don't you go home, go back to the US? And she says, well, I'm getting there. Then I got this particular phone call, and she asked me if I had the time to talk. And I said, yes, only briefly. She says that the doctors have told her that her heart is weak, so she doesn't know how long she will last. And I was on I'd say, what? I was on the phone with someone else, and I told her, can you hold 1 second? Let me tell this person I'll call them back. So when I put her on hold to tell that person I'll call them back, she drops the phone, thinking I said I'll call her back. So when I called, tried to reach her, I could never reach her. I tried and tried and tried, and I couldn't reach her. And then I went to her Facebook page to leave her a message, and I saw all the condolences on her Facebook page. And that's when I realized that she had passed on. So pick up the phone, ladies and gentlemen. If you know those people you have not called before, don't leave this earth without calling. Whether you don't have to like them, if there are people that you've been in touch with before, unless something terrible caused you not to be in touch with the people anymore. But if it's just time and distance that has caused you not to be in touch, today is a good day to do it. Tomorrow never comes. It's always on its way. Like we say, today is the present. That's all we've got. I thank you all for joining me today. And please donate to this family. Again, I don't know them. Nobody asked me to do anything for them. I just took it upon myself to do it. I just did it because I thought it's the least I can do. Yes, Sovereign, condolences to the family, big time. And please go and make a donation. Send them their love, because it's just the right thing to do. It's just the right thing to do. Thank you, my loves. Thank you so much for joining me today. And I hope, I'm going to say it over and over and over. I hope that you do please go and support this family and keep them in your prayers. Keep them in your prayers. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Sovereign. Thank you, DOCC. Thank you, UD. Thank you, whoever joined us today, wherever you are. Thank you. I appreciate you being here today. But when all is said and done, the greatest thing you can do today is to support this family, and also make sure that your day is not wasted, that you fill it with joy and love, and whatever you can do to make this an exceptional day. Just pretend that this is the only day you have. I tell you what, when people think this is the only day they have, they will make it. they will fill it with joy. Do so today. Do it for all those who love you. Do it for yourself. And please reach out to the Sanchez Martinez family. Thank you, everyone, for joining me. Hope to see you next time on Tomato Show or Gente, whichever one you choose. All right. Have a good day. Bye bye.